Hi, thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to do an updated video of my MAC brushes, which ones I use every day and the ones that I like the most. So stay with me. The brush that I use every day is the MAC 266. This is a slanted brush. I like this brush because it allows you to just draw that great line that you need to draw when you want to create a brow. Or it also makes a great liner brush. You just get in really tight and make a line with your black line or your brown liner. This is great with a powder eyeliner, or it's great for cream. And I use it for both. I just get right in there and just make the line. My next brush is the MAC. This is the MAC 217. This is a blending brush. I like this brush because it gets in really tight to blend out any harsh line that you leave when you apply your eyeshadow. A bit tightly made than the MAC 224. Another great blending brush is the MAC 224. It's kind of loose. The hairs are longer. It's loose and fluffier, and it's great for, again, for blending and then softening down a wider area along the eye contour area. So you can just really get in, and that brush can just really get in and just blend out a complete large area at one time, as opposed to this brush that just gets in a smaller space and blends eyeshadows down. My next brush is, this is the new brush. This is the 226, I believe. 226. This is great for precision blending. I also use this as an applicator. I apply my color on the outside, twist the color in, using that point that they gave us on this new brush. See that point? It works really well. You just apply your eyeshadow, twist and apply. And as you're twisting that color in, you're also blending it out. I like this brush, it's great for that technique. My next brush is what brush is this? The 194. This brush is great. I use this brush to apply pigment to my eye area here, or when I'm using pigment, I'll just apply color and then blend down a little bit, go back in and blend with that brush. This is great for applying pigment. You can wet this brush with a mixing medium, or someone asked me what's a great mixing medium. I think Visine is a great mixing medium. Where I live at, they sell small bottles of Visine for like $1 or 89 cents. And I pick up a couple every now and again, and I just simply apply a couple of drops there, then apply the dampened brush to my pigment, and I'll apply the wet pigment or the slightly dampened pigment to my eye, and it blends out. It looks very glossy, very shiny. That technique is called foiling. It looks very beautiful. My next brush is my foundation brush, the MAC 190. Now you guys, you've often heard me talk about my Essence of Beauty brush, my foundation brush. I left that in a hotel on one of my vacations a few weeks ago, so I haven't replaced it yet. But until then, until I replace it, I'll be using this, and I have been using this, and I'm really starting to appreciate this brush a lot more. This brush is basically a flat brush, but it's also chiseled here, where the hairs get longer as it gets to the edge of the brush. The hairs get longer as it gets to the edge of the brush. And this brush is very easy to use. Once you have your foundation, either on the back of your hand or whatever you put foundation on. You just pick up your foundation on the widest part of the brush and you tap your color in. And then what you would do is go back and use the edge of this brush and sweep out the color, blending it out very softly into a very thin sheer application. This brush works really well for that, and that's a great way to use this brush. My next foundation brush is a powder foundation brush, and this is the MAC 109. This brush is a domed brush, but it's got a slightly flat head also. It's got that dome shape coming up and that flat head at the top. This brush, I see a lot of people beating this brush to death on YouTube, but really with this brush, once you use it for, I use this brush for my mineralized skin finish, and I just sweep it on the product and then lightly buff it into my skin. Never flatten out. If you're flattening out your brush as you're applying product, you're too hard on your brush, and you're not getting the best results from your brush. So you want to make sure that once you apply your product, you take this brush and you just use the top hairs right there and you blend that product down to a sheer coverage. And that's where you get the most work with the best results, from the very top of the hairs. My next brush is my blush brush, and this is the MAC 116. The 116. The 116 is, again, is a dome shaped brush, but round at the top. It makes a great application for blush. I use this for blush. I put the blush right on my cheek and sweep up. Here and sweep up. And then once I sweep that up in that motion, I go back in, flipping my brush over and then blending that color down into a soft sheer color. Do the same thing on the other side. You pick up your color just a little bit and then you sweep it up, flip your brush over, come back in and then blend that color down. If you find that you've applied too much color with this brush, all you have to do is just take your finger, blend it down, blend it down, blend it down. That's what you do. But this brush is great for a powder blush application. My next brush is this big, large MAC 150 powder brush. I love this brush. This brush covers a large portion of your face at one time, and it really gives you great coverage. And this is also great for blending down powdered foundations like the mineralized skin finish. It just really gets it blended in and it just softens it down. And it looks very pretty. I love this is the MAC 150. I like this brush a lot. And my last brush is I don't see this brush much on YouTube. I don't see anybody talking about it, but it's a great brush. And this is the 316. This is the MAC lip brush. This is a great brush because it's very thin and you can't apply a lot of color to your lip at once. The brush is not big enough. But once you get your color on, you just blend it down. The handle is nice and long, so your hand is not close to your face. You can get your hand back off away from your lip, and then you just can see what you're doing. You can see that application go on very nicely and blend it down. And if you want, you can just take that handle off, put it over your brush. It snaps on. You can throw this in your purse. This is a great brush. That's the 316. And I think that's it. That was really quick. That was my updated review on my brushes, the ones I use the most. And I think that's joining me. I want to thank all my new subscribers. I've gotten so many subscribers over the past couple of days. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you subscribing to me. I see there are a lot of people out there that have fantastic videos, makeup videos. I just appreciate you signing on with me as well. You tell me how much you like the videos that I make. I got a big response message about that. You're very welcome. I appreciate you as well. And so with that said, you be well, you be blessed, and I'll see you soon. Bye.